Raul Podcast.
Sup, twin? Sup, gang? Sup, phone them? Wait, I don't think
Femoids.
Hey, speaking of femoids, my old lady been acting a little too good. I'm gonna beat her up.
Welcome back to episode. I don't remember. I didn't.
No, we're on
say
12. We're on 12. I know for a fact it's 12. I don't know for a fact.
Well, a kind of like the lost episodes. One I actually lost. The other that isn't gonna come out.
Yeah, we totally recorded an episode last week that we just not gonna drop for y'all because we don't like y'all.
No, we recorded one 2 weeks ago, but then
yeah.
my dumb ass recorded over it or something.
You recorded over it? No.
Wait, no. Not the most recent one with Lamb. The one before Chloe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
But either way, that's my bad, G's. Either way, it's free. So fuck you and welcome back. I think now it's the Mythical 13.
Hey, okay.
You know, 13. I think
we're like a phoenix rising up out of the ashes with this new episode. Yo.
Well, now I think about all the other topics we've talked about would probably be a little bit more appropriate with the idea of, you know, Unlucky 13. so I don't know.
The first 13 episodes we made are just dog shit.
I've been like
up and onward.
No, I mean like superstition and like we talked about religion, not religion, but like
we're talking about my religion.
Yeah, you are me is you.
Yeah, like this.
But he touched my tip when he said that.
Yeah, well, I connected tip with him like Avatar, like that's what it's called, right? The
blue people.
Yeah, the blue people. Fuck. They got the proboscis.
I forgot they had that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that shit. If you look at it, there's like a couple of scenes where it's real up and close, and it's very clearly just their genitalia. It's just their alien genitalia.
Yeah, but for some reason it looks like two HDMI's to connect.
Oh fuck, two HDMI's. They be plugging into animals. You think that's bestiality? Alright, if I go, me and this dolphin are soul tied. We ain't fucking, but we real intimate. Would you say that's bestiality?
The other time you talked about that woman that jacked off dolphins.
She did. I know. For no reason too.
I know. No, it's to get them relaxed. But if you're in like. Because what you're saying is
Matter
true.
Of
like
fact,
you're doing,
I'm gonna name drop this bitch right now.
Because what you're saying is true. That it's even more than just. I hate to talk about animals. Like it's more than just sex with an animal.
You don't get it, man.
Like
this relationship ain't just sex, bro.
No, that's not gonna. But what you bring up is, yeah, that probably is bestiality or something.
So this lady pops up. Her full name pops up when you Google "lady that jerked off a dolphin."
And what is it?
Margaret Howell Lovett. That poor lady, bro. What happened to Izzy the dolphin?
Nah, that's tragic. Come on.
They rescued him off of the North Pole and they molested his ass, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. She was. What? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just name dropping dolphins. Izzy wasn't molested, yo. That was a different dolphin.
But was that the right woman?
Oh yeah, that was the right woman. She definitely jerked that dolphin off.
That's what's important. Right now, we don't want to incriminate no one. We don't want to speak ill on someone's name.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You're saying it's more than sex with these animals. We gotta spin back. We don't want you to go unheard.
No, I mean, what you like? Because you said you don't think that's just as bad as bestiality or like is bestiality, and the fact that, like you said, like you know, it's an intimate moment or whatever. Like it is not just sex, and yeah, that probably is bad and worse.
You think? I feel like okay.
You think loving animals is bad?
No. Oh my god. No, it's okay. So on TikTok, I was
I was watching animals.
I was watching animals and I was feeling some sort of way, Anthony. I don't know how to describe it. Nah, but oh, God damn it. So you know how technically in the first Avatar it was the guy that got transformed into what are they called? Whatever the fucking Avatar people are called.
I don't know. I really don't remember.
Damn. Okay, so basically the guy got turned into one of the Avatar people, and then from there he gained all of the same abilities. Mm-hmm. You think when they plug in Avatar to human to Avatar, you think it's just a bunch of human shit that should not be in there?
Well,
it's just like, why is he horny right now? This shouldn't be horny.
I don't know. Like, but then, I mean, we don't. Are they connecting?
Yeah, they be connecting branch to branch, bruh.
So then
they be docking on each other for no reason.
But then the animals have like a receiver to let them do that. We don't. So you think they'll actually be able to see what's going on?
Okay, so their wildlife is meant to be. No, okay,
maybe.
That's what I'm thinking about it. Why do the animals have the receivers? Because I don't think we haven't.
Maybe we have it all wrong, and that's not sex, Rob. Maybe it's another like just linking. Because they're more of a natural like type of people, you know.
He's doing donuts. There's a dog by my feet doing donuts, licking his butthole. Why is he upright licking his butthole?
Because that's the only way it's fully open.
Wrong time, bro. We talking about the wrong stuff for you to be doing this.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Go ahead and elaborate on that. I'm talking about your dog fellatioing himself in front of me.
And why is it?
Because it made me feel some type of way. I don't want to be. That is a joke. I have to elaborate. I don't want that soundbite out there without me saying that was a joke right after it.
Alright, I'll just make a clip. Upload it.
That dog made me feel that way. Nah, now that we're past the Avatar speech, how's life treating you, bro?
It's not bad. Finals and everything wasn't too bad. It was kind of crazy because for my exam, we emailed it to him, and then he emailed me back someone else's score, and then he's like, "My bad, bro."
Is this the same guy that you were kind of like is kind of iffy about his teaching? Not iffy in terms of like his teaching itself, but he's very clearly more busy.
Yeah, same guy. I mean, it makes sense, but then I'm also like, man, if you told me someone who had a fucked up score, that would have been a lot worse, because he did better than me. So one, he
had to break the news. He's like, hey, so that's my bad. You were a little slower than I thought you was.
Well, he also put the wrong person's name. He's like, hi, so and so, and then here's your score. So
that's definitely
so I wasn't misled. You know, I saw that name. I was like, okay, so this is my score.
Okay.
Like I wasn't like I got this score, and then he sends me a lower score. I was just waiting for whenever he corrected it. But if he got a fucked up score, then that's worse on 2 points than the fact that I think I have a bad score.
And then he thinks he has a good score. He definitely got a different score, you know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but then when he corrects me, now I just also know this other person has, like, what their capabilities are.
This guy's a fucking idiot.
It's not like I'm going to openly go out there and be like, hey, you stupid. But at the same time, it's also like...
if you wanted to, you could test shit.
It's also like a test score thing. You know, like, we all worked hard on it. It's fucked up for me to see someone's efforts and be like, damn, you suck.
That's fucking dumb. Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, I mean, even when whenever we would work together on stuff and then somehow I get a better score, it also feels bad because it's like I also know we all worked on it just as hard.
That's fair. I feel it.
You know,
your effort is like, regardless of like perceived effort for an individual, it's still kind of fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. But hold on. So the last 2 weeks weren't too bad. Did my project, did my exams, and now I'm just chilling. What about you? What was that? Is this your first?
This is my second semester technically.
Yeah, so
I mean, it was blah. Ultimately the tests were very mediocre. Like they were very just like for my English class, not my English class, my history class. Like that was, I knew I wasn't gonna do amazing on it, but at the same time, everyone did very mediocre on the original like midterm test.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, and he curved the fuck out of that test.
Okay,
right? So I was like, even if I eat a bag of dicks on this, at the very most, I'm walking away with like a C in this class. So I'm not really tripping about it. And like, honestly, I'm at the point where my career, or like I said, in my scholastic career, where it's like, as long as I'm getting the credits for the classes that I'm taking, no one's really gonna look at like, oh, this Gaswell got a C in his class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I was gonna apply to like a different college going outward, I'd care a lot more about my actual grades themselves. But really, I just need the credential.
Yeah, masters and like all the graduate kind of like courses you have to take, they do take grades into account, all that. But I feel like most people hiring don't. They just want to see some kind of experience while you're going to college. So
yeah, quite literally. And a lot of the times, it's not even like at least for my application into the workforce experience, it's like as long as like. So, like, for example, if I go, I'm a business student, right?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, he's in the right direction. And they'll, like, at least give me an interview or some shit. Where it's like, they really don't give a fucking turn. Like, unless you're applying to something that's a really major deal. But, like, a lot of the times, they really don't give a fuck as long as you're presenting with a credential. Like, they're not going to double check your shit.
yeah.
Outside of it being something that actually requires the knowledge, like fucking engineering or something, where they're like, hey, you need a foundation of knowledge before this. It's kind of hard to have a foundation of knowledge in business specifically, you know?
Yeah, even with engineering, there's also still like a solid line where if you're getting good grades, that's more enough versus the idea of like being perfect, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for sure, some students care a lot more and some facilities care a lot more, but I feel like, or at least for myself, I'm just trying to get like a good enough job, and that's kind of it. So whatever I'm applying to aren't going to be too high stakes. And also, you know, I respect and I'm grateful for the advisors and the professors that have talked to me, and they're like, hey, you know, make sure those grades are good so then you can get into those high places and really move up. And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm fine on that. I got other things I like doing, you know. Like I got autism, but I don't got the super hyper focus on one thing for years at a time. So
yeah, dude,
so I'm chilling. I enjoy doing this, and I'm okay with it just being that.
Yeah, my lady is one of those people who is like a straight A type of person. Like a B is like a failing type shit to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to sympathize with it, but I just can't. She'll be like, let's say like I'm walking away with like a really, really low C, right? I'm like, fuck it, I got the credit, right? And she'll be like, I got a 90 in this class. I'm right about to get a B, right? And I'm like, my guy, a B? Like you're gonna walk out of this class with a high B right now. Like I don't know. Yeah, I just don't get it. Or she'll be tripping about like one more assignment that's gonna drop her shit from literally like an A to a B, and I'm just like, bruh, if I was you, I deadass wouldn't even look at the assignment.
No, yeah, for like a year for sure, I was still on the I need perfect grades. I mean, that helped, especially now, because like if I get a B or something, it's not gonna mess me up too much because I have that stronger foundation. But at the same time, it was just to an excess, you know. Like I was not sleeping for days, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I would go above and beyond when most of the time, like most of that beyond didn't matter.
I feel that.
So, so I think, I get it, but then I also had that moment for myself to realize that the career I'm going for isn't everything I want out of life, and in that I know I can take these extra like leeways if it's important enough, you know. Like I'm not gonna just that doesn't mean I'm gonna blow off class every other time, but if there's something else that like maybe is rare, like hey, there's this like concert up in Utah and I gotta take a few classes off, I'm gonna go to that concert.
I feel that. Yeah.
You know, things like that where it's like it's allowing myself to make more exceptions versus like making none at all. And I think, you know, it's good that you still have that like idea, and knowing of where you are and where you want to go helps a lot for sure. Because I also wanted those high grades because I just thought, you know, I need to make sure I'm safe no matter what I want to do next. You know,
that's a good thing.
That might be another thing that maybe is on her mind too. Like it makes sense because sometimes, especially if you're starting off college, you just don't know where you're gonna do. You know.
That is true.
So
it's
like,
good to have just a strong foundation in your classes and shit. I feel that.
Yeah, I know someone who took their chemistry class and then they changed degrees, and what they ended up wanting to do was something where they needed a higher chemistry grade to get into the program, and they didn't have it, so they had to retake it. They had to take a whole semester to do it, and like, there's moments like that make them regret, like, oh, I should have took it more seriously, but at the same time, they really didn't know that they're gonna need it.
That's true.
In the future, and then there's other classes where maybe they slacked off on, and it's more than fine because they're not gonna need it.
That's true.
So it is hard to tell, but if you give yourself the extra time to put in some idea of what you want to do, it helps in the long run for what you can slack off on, what you can't slack off on. I mean, I know like my theater. I don't even think it was a theater class. I think it was like theater history, but like I slept through the class. Like it was especially because it was an online class, so it was like right in the morning, so. I logged in, we did roll call. You type your name to make sure that you're awake at that first moment, and I went to sleep.
Fair as fuck. Yeah, that's what a lot of COVID was like for me. A lot of the classes were just very much like literally logging. By the end of that shit, I wasn't even logging in, bro. They just did not give a fuck.
No, they really didn't care. This doesn't relate to the school thing at all, but it's a little funny tangent because anytime I think about this class, there's this guy from high school that was in that class too because I recognized the name, and I think he recognized mine. I mean, I have a generic name, so maybe he just threw it out there just in case. But maybe I think I reached out first too, and like the little web thing, like, hey, is this you?
Okay.
And then it was, and then what did he say? I swear. He said, "Bro, the professor kind of looks like this girl I saw on porn in a porn video once." And I'm like, "Why are you pulling that out?" Like, and then, like I just said, "Word?" like I had no other response to like, "Oh." That's crazy. Maybe it's her, like as a joke. But then, like, I don't know if he was like how serious he was in that assumption because they look familiar. I mean, it was just. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but from my memory, it was just like any other white girl. But still, like
it was like this bitch. I feel like he just hit you with some straight vulgarity.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I've had other vulgar things from him, but I won't say it all out because. I'll keep some kind of respect, but that one I gotta let out because it stays in my mind because I'm like, what?
That was the first thing he said to you type shit?
Yeah, like, caught up a little bit, but...
He hit you with, like, it was basically, like, right after you said, how you doing? He's like, hey, she kind of looks like...
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, but other than that, you said your classes went well and all that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they're pretty fucking mediocre. Like, there's nothing... Like, all of my classes were very much, how do I say this? They were
prerequisites.
Yes, prerequisites. Like, pretty much all of them this semester. Because, like, last semester, for some reason, I took my accounting class first. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But, like, all of this fucking courses were, like, prerequisite classes. It's, like, communication, fucking English... Took my what is it called? Music production class, which was my extracurricular class. So it was literally getting all my prerequisites out of the way type shit. And it was like, I don't know. There's nothing to really be said about prerequisites, to be honest. It's very much just like... The only thing that's notable about my prerequisite classes was my liberal history teacher's perspective on Donald Trump. Which, like, I don't necessarily love the guy, but at the same time, it's just like...
Oh, yeah, you're telling me he had something to say every single time.
Bro, it was like...
Hey, did he bring anything out during the finals?
No, he shut the fuck up during the finals. Okay. He was a real person for the finals. Like, let me think. If I get there at 9:30 and the class ends at 10:50, that is an hour and 20 minutes. So that's 80 minutes of class. Mm-hmm. Okay? 80 minutes of class. Easy 30 minutes of class was spent on how this new election process was going to affect the country and how Donald Trump is going to do this and do that. And it's like, look, bro, I'm sure he's probably going to fuck my life up as a brown person to some capacity. But at the same time, I really don't need to talk about it for 30 minutes every fucking morning I see you, bro. Like, let me deal with that bullshit on my own time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just shut the fuck up and tell me about how black people were fighting for their rights 40 years ago, bro. Like, realistically, I don't give a fuck right now.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue where, like, people See, like, oh, the woke leftists, they can't stop preaching. They can't, like, I get it. It's annoying, but then, yeah, I feel like sometimes people just forget, time and place. Like, like they may see some great importance that could be true. They could be like the most truest shit, that he was saying, but at the same time, we don't have the foundation to understand the true shit that he's saying, so we're not gonna pay attention.
Yeah, and it's not. It's just like, how do I say this?
That's if it's like valid and like he did the proper research.
Like,
there's so much
yeah.
extra shit that you don't know if he did or not.
And for the most part, he was pretty accurate in terms of like he'd be like, what was that one guy? Fucking. It was the one guy with the green card that was talking a whole lot of shit about Israel, and for some reason he got sent to fucking El Salvador. Did you see that they lost a guy in El Salvador?
I mean, the only things I've heard about El Salvador is just they're sending people who were like citizens. They just had tattoos and shit.
Yes. Okay. So the whole
there's some like
so
that.
they basically have
Yeah.
I'm, like it's for the MS-13 thing, right? And I'm sure that they wrecked your country for fucking 12 years or some shit.
Yeah.
You have internment camps, bruh. You're shaving their heads, having them lined up like this. Like you have internment camps, bruh.
Yeah.
And suddenly they're sending U.S. Well, I don't know if green card ship isn't. You're basically sending citizens, and you're losing them in El Salvador, right?
Yeah.
So like he brought that up, and he was like, "Hey guys, I think he was basically bringing up how like, I won't say he directly called Donald Trump a fascist, but at the same time, he talked about Donald Trump and then right after explained to us what a fascist was. You know what I'm saying? He was like, draw the context clues here, guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the shit does add up, but at the same time, it's just like, bro, it's 9:30. I'm 20 years old. You could be telling me about how Martin Luther King did some cool shit. Yeah. Or you could be telling me about how my next door neighbor got deported for saying he didn't like Israel. Like, I understand the importance of this shit, but maybe talk to someone who can actually do some shit without it being a violent cause. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but you can also just bring up those things in like 10 minutes and then be like, you know what, it's really important, you should look it up on your own. And I think that's more impactful than forcing you to listen for 30 minutes.
No, dude,
and then like, what is it, like, shoulder, like, give you a quick jab and be like, and wink and be like, but this is what a fascist is. Like say all these things and then do a quick little, like a little nudge. Oh, that, like, do a nudge and wink and be like, this is a fascist though. But I'm not saying he's a fascist,
Yeah, no, I agree. And one thing they did teach us about fascists, right, is that they use a lot of like decor and art as their main it'll be like decor and art as their main kind of like fascists have to push this image of power, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So that takes a lot of propaganda, and a lot of the moving force behind propaganda is art and media and just cool looking shit. So Mussolini, right, like the Italian dictator, right? His headquarters was.
We're gonna keep all the pores in.
No. His headquarters was a giant image of his face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hear me, boy. No. There's some of that perp. We sipping Comet. No, we not. We poor. We're sipping some of the cheapest vodka you can acquire. What was I gonna say? But Mussolini's headquarters was his face, right? And then it was just C, right? It was just yes, right? Because you were just supposed to say yes to his purpose, right? Yeah. So, and that shit looked bad fucking at. Like, he showed us the picture of that, and I was like, that's fucking badass, bro. I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's sick, bro.
Yeah, I mean, even people bring up the whole, like, Nazi thing. They had that whole, like, black and red.
He showed us
leather.
pictures of that shit, and I looked at that and I was like, I would totally be made an experiment of and just die a sick, fucked up death. But that right there, pretty fucking badass, bro.
Yeah.
Like, brother, having a flag bigger than the size of, like, they would have, like, 70-foot fucking flags, right, with just a giant swastika on it, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, brother, I'm not saying that a swastika looks cool, but just the fact that you can make a 70-foot flag that you're hanging vertically is like, that's pretty fucking cool, bro.
Yeah, it's like that North Korean museum where they have Kim Jong Un's like dad, like a little. I think it was a statue in his honor or like in his memory. And then whenever like tourists who talk about the experience, like there's other citizens who aren't tourists that join the tour. When they get to that part, and then like they're kind of showing off like this dead leader. Like people start to cry, even like the soldiers are like holding in their tears, like trying like to stay strong while showing you. And it's like, now that's like the ultimate like super idea.
Because they really buy it, and that's the crazy part. Like, look, bro, like what's the good example of this? Like the North Korean thing, where I forgot which one. I think it might have been Kim Jong Un's dad. They were like, he doesn't shit. He has a self-enclosed system, right? Like, he doesn't shit or piss. He just is a perfect being, right? Like, imagine.
What's the being Kim Jong-un invented the hamburger?
it's like he was like, he played golf and he scored holes in ones for all 8 putts or some shit. Yeah. It was just like, imagine, like, my thing is like, there is a coolness factor for just seeing like cool propaganda images, right? Now imagine if you really bought in, because like what I was hearing from like some like the North Korean interviews, it's not that people aren't fucking stupid, you know, like what I mean? But it's like you have to believe this so deeply into your core, because you can, like, when someone's bullshitting you can feel that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like when you're like if I look you dead in your eyes and I'm like, yeah, bro, I totally took the trash out, and I very clearly did not take the trash. Like, deep in your soul, you're like,
I don't think you took it out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's why they put in the extra effort to hold up an appearance that is confident, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's appealing, like, visually, and then, like, confidence-wise. You know, a lot of things, especially with politics, can just be a whole, like, I'm trying to think of the word, like the face value of things. You know?
Yeah. It's for like example, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, for at least for the time that I've worked as a veterinary assistant, you see the back end of medicine where it's like towards a customer, like a doctor has to present this very professional face, and then they'll come into the back of the clinic, and that'll just be like a regular human being, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it'll be like like they'll go into a room, they'll explain the risks of, like, let's say this surgery, right? Because we have to remove like a cancerous tumor or some shit, right? And like to the person, they sound very confident. They're like, yeah, it's either A or B, right? Either way, we have to go in, we could do a biopsy. Like, they sound very professional, they sound very confident. And when they come back there, they're like, bruh, this shit looks like absolute shit. This surgery is gonna suck absolute dick, bruh. Yeah. Like, there's not enough healthy tissue around the wound. Like, they'll come back and they'll present a very human face to you, where it's like all of their worries, but to the person they can't express all of that.
Yeah, because then it brings up doubt. There's like, you know, do I even want to pay this? And then it brings up other things that aren't helpful for the situation. You know, that's why, even though they're putting on a good face, they still also straight up tell them just facts about, like, how it's gonna go.
No, yeah,
you
exactly.
know, they're gonna, even if they're being generous, they're still giving a certain number of, like, maybe, you know, it's kind of like a quarter of a possibility they'll make it, things like that. And like, that's why those things are effective, because people build up in a good image, and then they do these extreme things. And then they have this, like, solid image for people to go back on, you know? That's why it's fair for people to think that, like Kamala didn't do enough, because, yeah, she didn't have enough time to kind of display, like, what she was about, who she was as a person, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, Trump was going on fucking, like, live streams on Twitch, and he did that Theo Von thing that was, like, very, very humanizing. You know, there are tactics for people to show other sides other than politics. So then if politics are a little shaky or maybe a little extreme, you still have this person that you think you know you can go back to.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's effective, it works. but at the same time, it can be very dangerous in what they do.
That is true.
Yeah. Hey, a little nudge and a wink. You know who else did that? Mussolini. Hitler. It was like that. It was
dude, it was like it was basically like that. But imagine it being like a PowerPoint presentation, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a PowerPoint presentation because this professor, fuck, I don't even remember his name, dude. This semester was such a blur. Like the absorption of knowledge this semester was absolute dog shit. Like
prerequisites. I mean, you know,
dude, it was so. I don't even remember any of the teachers' names. Like it's fucked. But anyways. It was like he wouldn't do PowerPoints. He would just click in between Google Chrome tabs.
Okay.
Dude, yeah, it was crazy. But honestly, like the presentation itself wasn't terrible. But that's how he moved about his shit, right? Like he would just go from one Google Chrome tab of you know how you can
kind of like a topic.
You know how you can like if you left click on a fucking on a picture, you can pull it up by just the picture itself.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be his whole slide. Like he would just be clicking. Sometimes he would put the wrong image and be like, "Oh, my bad, guys, that's the wrong one." But anyways, so he went from that to that to that. Like he was just covering Donald Trump in his current. I think it was It was when they first started talking about getting rid of God, what is it called?
What? Venezuelans?
No, it's the same. It's like it's the reason that cops need a reason to pull you over. God, I don't even fucking, like I said, I really don't give a fuck about politics. But anyways, it's the reason. God damn it.
It's reasonable, some.
Go ahead and yap to the mic for a second while I pull up some shit. Hold up, because I can't.
Well, my boy Jamie looks up something. Don't forget to check out Average Workers on YouTube. It's going to be linked in the description, both on YouTube and Spotify. And that's where me and my beautiful girl, Edwin Mancias, play different games like the blockbuster game Ratatouille on the Xbox 360. We just started playing The Devil Within, I think. The Devil in Me, and I think A Way Out. So enjoy that if you like me more than Rob, and yeah.
Okay.
So what is it?
So basically, fucking Google AI overview. The Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement Executive Order signed in April 2025 aims to booster law enforcement's address to crime. So basically, people are mad because like it gives the cops, like, if I remember correctly, it's like the police's ability to like have a reason to stop you, and then
a reason to detain.
Yeah, a reason to detain, and then the length of time that they can detain you without having a reason to do so has also been extended or whatever. And people are like, hey, bro, that's kind of just, they can kidnap you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's what the topic of hand was. And he was like, hey, guys, this is a great civil breach on your guys' ability to do stuff as human beings, right? And I was like, hey, you kind of spitting right now. But also, what the fuck am I going to do about it, big dog?
That's when you carry a gun on you, and then if they say, do you have a weapon on you, you say no. And then when they say license registration, you go in your glove box, you pull out a
Here's
gun.
how I feel about that.
Before you say something real bad.
Here's how I feel about that. Look, bro, once they catch their first 6 bodies, once they catch their first 6 bodies by doing that, and they don't stop, that's when I'm like, okay, now I have to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I am not gonna be the first dumbass to go out that way. I refuse to be.
No, I get it. Because I mean, even with cop killings and stuff, they're just very. I mean, I don't call them rare, but like at the same time, it clearly didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, they get killed like 50 minutes afterwards, no matter what they do. Like they shoot the first cop drops. For some reason, like every single time they get shot like 7 times, they go, I need backup. And the second they need backup, there's like 17 billion police cars. And For some reason, it's always some asshole like either in some shitty SUV or just in a Honda, and he's just like driving as fast as he can.
Yeah.
These people have like cars that are meant to pursue people. The guy flips his car over or some shit.
Well, not only that, but a lot of times, it's not even like cop killings in the sense that like they're doing it out of protest because they hate cops. It's more like
some asshole.
Yeah, it's just some asshole who's like, I ain't going to jail.
That's what I'm saying. Like, genuinely, because so many people are going to have to get kidnapped before people genuinely start pulling out the blick first.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, man. I guess either...
Let's all become sovereign citizens and they can't stop us.
There's only really two options for this. Either so many people get kidnapped so quickly, right, that I fall into the kidnapping group, or you just die in some fucked up gunfight. That's really your only two options, which, like, hey, fuck it. Might as well go to Valhalla, bro.
Yeah, that's right. You think the Vikings take into account any combat?
I think so. I like to think so. Well, you're probably not going to go to, like, Viking heaven because they're probably a little racist. You feel me? You're probably going to go to some weird, forgotten Aztec heaven where they're like, hey!
Nah, heaven still needs janitors, you know what I'm saying? You get sent to Valhalla and you just kind of clean up.
Bro, imagine you have, like, a mediocre existence in the afterlife, bro.
Is that purgatory? Is that purgatory?
I think so. You know what? That might be what purgatory is. They don't even need like a distinct segment of heaven. It's literally just like, hey, bro. So you're kind of mediocre in your life, so we gonna need you to pay that back.
We need things to run smoothly.
Yeah. It's like you're the accountant for heaven somehow. You're just like, I thought, why am I working a full shift every day? Damn. I hope not, bro. At that point, just smite my ass, bro. Fuck.
As someone who has done more religious, I don't know, studies and all that, like, what's your idea on that concept of like people are like, well, God can't be real because there's too many bad things happening. I know like some people have like,
I guess
there's like a destiny aspect to like certain religions.
Right.
So like, what do you think about that? Or what's the God explanation then aspect of that then?
I don't know. Cause
you even gone to church school and all that,
yeah,
right?
I went to that.
But I mean
that shit is so no. Because here's the thing about that school, right?
Yeah.
Like, they very much just teach you the same thing church teaches you, but in a school environment, which ends up forcing you as a human being to. Like, it's the same thing as church, where like they teach you the same values, like the same family values, the same like moving throughout the world values or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just in a school environment. Okay. So it's like there's like a nun at the front of the class instead of a teacher, and she's like, this is what God wants, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's just like they don't really like incorporate any hard aspects of life into like what they're teaching you.
Yeah.
But that being said, like, there's no reason for, at least that I have found, right, for suffering. Like a lot of the things when it comes to suffering end up being portrayed, at least to me, as like opportunities for you to prove yourself in the eyes of the Lord, or opportunities for you to ask for forgiveness in the eyes of the Lord and shit. Like, that's what it ends up coming off as. It's either hey, you can either be a bigger person, or you can ask for forgiveness in the eyes of God after you've already committed this sin.
Okay,
like,
repent or be God's strongest soldier.
Yeah, like that's all they come. Like, that's definitely, like, if you ask like a proper priest, that's definitely not what they're gonna tell you. But that's what it feels like, at least as someone who isn't a perfect Christian, I think. But when you ask a Christian, they're gonna be like, I'm not a perfect Christian. But there's a lot of people who embody more Christian virtues than I do. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
That being said,
man, you're Catholic.
Catholic, Christian, I don't know. The only difference really is that they don't believe in the saints, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because isn't Catholicism is like Mary is like the first saint. Or
yeah, and they don't believe in Mary for some reason, which is like, why would you do?
They don't believe like
they believe in Mary, but they don't make her a saint, right?
Yeah, or like they don't hold her up so highly.
It's like,
the Virgin Mary.
Oh no! Imagine, imagine like fuck. Imagine your homeboy. you know how like a celebrity, like friends, will just dick ride the fuck out of a celebrity because like the celebrity is basically what's holding them in a position of wealth, basically.
Okay.
It'll be just like a celebrity dick rider, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine like celebrity dick riding somebody and then be like, his mama a bitch. Well, not even being like his mama a bitch, but just being like his mama ain't all that.
Yeah.
Which is just like, bruh, if you don't give her ass a little bit of credit, bruh.
That is kind of crazy where, like, you can have all these other, like, saints who, like, have done great or profound things for the church, but then, like, the person that actually fucking made Jesus isn't one of them. That is kind of crazy.
It's like, oh, okay, so just because God chose that person, they not cool? Like, I don't know. But
yeah, hold on, because
God chose her.
Yeah,
like,
because there's also, like, the idea of, like, prophets, you know, like, people who have been chosen to speak directly to him and things like that. So how come, like, she didn't speak to him, but she made something that can talk for her, for sure.
yeah, I don't even know. It's an interesting perspective, honestly.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that makes a little more sense, but...
The skull.
Oh, my bad, I didn't know you started smoking.
I didn't.
Then
Well, I did, but I didn't. This is my first cigarette.
Why? Why? Then why?
Well, this isn't my first cigarette. I've taken puffs out of cigarettes, but I want a little bit of nicotine.
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's not like I broke my virginity for you guys.
Well, that one's also been gutted, so like it's fine. Or not gutted, but like Marcus.
The whole ass end of it was ripped off.
Yeah, because Marcus likes to throw into his balls sometimes
Damn.
as like a makeshift blunt or whatever.
There's a name for that.
I don't know. Poor man blunt. I don't know.
No, it's goddamn. Shotgun? No, it's not shotgun. There's some fuck ass name for literally doing a bowl of
Sprinkling
just tobacco.
Oh no, he didn't. He doesn't do that. He does weed. He crushes up his weed and the tobacco, so it's kind of like a blunt. That's why he does it. He like mixes it in. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't done something like that because you liked your blunts for a while now.
I do that, but not really. Like how do I say this? Like, I'll gut a blunt, and the only part of the blunt that'll be not gutted is the very tip. So like everything still has to go through the tobacco, if that makes sense. So like,
Okay.
if you smoke those, they feel harsher than a regular blunt.
I mean, yeah, because then now you have like pure tobacco. In
Yeah,
there.
it's almost like it's like having tobacco straight to your mouth also affects tobacco because it can get absorbed through your gums. Like cigars get absorbed through your gums for the most part.
Yeah, like that's why chewing tobacco is so bad because then like it's all packed in there and like all the chemicals are just kind of flowing out into your fucking system.
You know, there's like a Zyn epidemic apparently.
What do you mean?
So many people were like, oh, vaping is bad for you, smoking is bad for you. So they started doing like dips and shit.
Well, I know Zyns got really popular because, well, technically, it is healthier. It's a lot healthier than smoking in any form.
Oh yeah, because the carcinogens and all that shit.
Yeah. And
But I guess so. It's just like a disgusting amount of people are using Zyns now as a form of nicotine intake.
Yeah.
So people are like, hey guys, like a disgusting majority of the country is on Zyns.
yeah, I've seen a lot in like maybe cigarette users who want to stop the smoking, and it's a good tool. But most of those people don't want to stop smoking, so then they end up going to like the 8 milligrams, like the 6 milligram, like
I've seen people
nicotine
puke
shit.
off of those, bro.
Yeah, because they're strong, and that's why, because it's all at once. It's a pouch of nicotine that just the best expression is just explodes in your mouth. I like nicotine. I like nicotine gum because I chew on it, and then it releases slowly. You chew more, and then there's still more packed in there. It's kind of like chewing tobacco, but it doesn't like let anything else out because it's just the nicotine.
I recently found out that nicotine gum gives me the hiccups so fucking bad.
It could be because maybe you've like swallowed a little bit too much of your saliva when you're chewing it, because you're not supposed to. It's not supposed to produce saliva. You're supposed to chew it, And then if you do get saliva, spit that out. Because anything you swallow is going to give you heartburn or the hiccups.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I remember talking to my therapist and like telling them that like I started doing I started using nicotine gum because a lot of my other addictions kind of flare up. And and he's like, "How are you doing it?" And then like I was like, "What do you mean? How am I using it? I'm using it how the fucking package told me." He's like, "No, you're fine. It's just that a lot of people don't know how to properly use it." I mean, I fucking fucked up the first time too. I was driving to. It was when I was going to buy the tent for the camping trip.
Okay.
I that's the first time I bought the nicotine gum, and then I just chewed it like normal gum. I was swallowing all the spit, and then when I was making my turn into the Big Five. Yeah,
Okay.
Big Five Spartan's good.
Yes.
Yeah, Big Five. When I was making the turn into the Big Five, I just had a like that head rush all at once. I was like, oh! I was like, oh, this shit is good. And then in the store while looking at tents, I just had like a bunch of heartburn. I was like hiccuping, and I felt really bad. And then I went back into the car. I read the directions, like, oh, you're supposed to chew it, pack it, and then once it goes away, chew it, pack it again. And like slowly let it out. That's why like you still kind of get that like I guess your nicotine fill, but then you don't get the Zyn effect where like if you try to step up or like you pack more than one or like you overuse, you're gonna feel like that nausea. You're gonna feel Nick sick essentially. You know, like that's what it is. It's a Nick sick. It happens with cigarettes too when people like maybe start and then they're like, oh. I mean, I usually just kind of smoke one, but fuck it, I'm a chain smoke, and then, you know, they feel bad because, it happens with vapes and stuff. It's just, with Zyns, it's a lot easier because it's just straight up a whole pouch that, again, explodes in your mouth. I'm going to keep saying that, so y'all
got shit busting in y'all mouth, bro. Get that shit.
Yeah, you like Nick busting in your mouth?
Fuck, dude. Nah, yeah. That's just crazy. I don't know.
Do you know people who use Zyns?
Yeah, I got a couple of friends that use Zyns. I mean, I got a couple of acquaintances that use Zyns. Yeah, I was gonna say no, because I can't even call them friends for real. I just know them vaguely that use Zyns. I feel like people who use Zyns regularly, like I'm sorry, but y'all breath smoke kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
bro, as someone who has a fucked up nose, like I've been inhaling stuff since fucking 7th grade, brother. Like my nose is fucked up. You feel me? If I can smell your breath, you guys have fucking crazy shit going on in your mouth, bruh.
Yeah, and that's another weird thing about like when you talk to someone. Sometimes they don't have bad breath; they just have a smell, and that's bad enough because it's like hot and moist.
It's just like, why? It's just sometimes the breath like. You ever smell somebody and it's not a bad smell, but it's just like, how you smell like that? It's like, what?
What's happening?
Yeah, it's like, you don't smell human, you don't smell perfumish, you just smell environment. Like, what? What the fuck you got going on in your life that got you smelling like this,
Especially
bruh?
from the mouth. That's definitely different.
It's just like, why is chemical smell coming out your mouth right now, bro? What the fuck you got going on? But, yeah. Let's see, what else I got to talk about? Oh, my fucking, my snake's skin is peeling off. Like, okay, so,
shedding?
No, that's the
It's
crazy.
like actually falling off?
Yeah, so, I adopted a snake, right? That was supposed to be euthanized, right? It's a like a fucking 9-foot long boa constrictor. Right?
Well, I think I know what's going on. It was gonna be euthanized. You don't think something wrong was gonna happen?
Well, something was wrong with it, but basically it was having some
skin fall off syndrome.
No, so okay. So
yeah.
basically, had the snake for what at this point like 8 months, right? It's been doing great. Well, not great, but it's a snake.
His skin keeps falling off.
It has like some GI issues, so like some malnutrition issues, right?
Yeah.
Like if it eats too big of a meal, it just throws up, which is not normal for snakes, right? Like snakes are made to eat really big meals, digest them very slowly, and then they're not supposed to throw up no matter what. But anyways,
Oh, sorry. That does sound really bad as a snake, because, like, you're all kind of like abdomen. So do they probably feel it all throughout, huh, when they throw it up?
I was thinking
It's
about
like,
that.
like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like everything.
I've been thinking about that for a little bit.
Because
too.
as like a person, it's kind of like,
it's just your upper half, but somehow it just feels like it's your full body. When
yeah,
you're just
like you get tingles
Yeah,
everywhere
bro.
and you have to spit something up. That's pretty.
I'm one of those
bad.
people that's regularly nauseous. Just like I don't. It's this motherfucker right here.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people that just like feels regularly nauseous, right? And it's just like, yeah, bro. I would not wish nausea on my worst enemy, because nausea, bro, like it just has a way of just draining your entire being, bro.
Yeah, so
like it somehow sucks your energy. It just
dehydrates you.
Yeah, you're just like, ugh, you just want to fucking lay there. But anyways, this snake has had some GI issues. There's some malnutrition issues. We think it's some like GI absorption issues. Just can't absorb its nutrients properly or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, been doing as good as you can ask, right? I've been giving it food every 3 days. It's put on a little bit of weight, not a lot. You feel me? But anyways,
that still sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm doing my best for it or whatever. I go into its cage like 3 days ago and I see like some scabs on its back. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on with your house? Right. So I thought it was some humidity issues. So I bump up the humidity. I take the snake out of its enclosure and I give it like a proper soak, like in like a tub. You feel me? Like it's just soaking.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in like a not a Tupperware tub, like you know, like the storage tubs, like those really big storage tubs. Like,
Tupperware.
yeah, those giant fucking like the tubs that you have in your garage to like store like Christmas ornaments type shit.
Yeah.
One of those tubs. So I put it in there for like it has to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like a proper like full on get hydrated. I thought it was like some dehydration issues or just some shit, right?
Yeah.
I pull this motherfucker out of the tub, right, and the lid of the Tupperware tub, like scratches on the snake's back like this, like just like that, just patches over the tap. It somehow grabbed skin and just ripped back on it, and I was like, huh, right? Somehow there's no blood though, right? So I'm like, no blood. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, right?
Sorry.
So I'm just like, I'm not freaking out, you feel me? But at the same time, I'm just like, what the fuck? My snake is falling apart, right?
Yeah.
So I put it back in its tub, in its enclosure and shit. I give it a good, like, I spray everything down just to make sure everything's soft or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I'm just like, all right. So I go on Google, vitamin C deficiency. This motherfucker has snake scurvy. This motherfucker has snake scurvy.
Yeah.
You know how, like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, so technically I can't diagnose my snake with snake scurvy, right? But
everything leads to
snake scurvy. Yeah, like, you know how, like, so you know how in humans, when scurvy, you know how, like, the big thing with scurvy is any scars that you have start filleting apart?
Yeah.
Because the connective tissue of your body can't hold it together? Mm-hmm. That's basically what's happening with this snake. It's falling apart because it doesn't have any connective tissue. So gotta take it to my vet, aka my job, and be like, hey, what the fuck do I do? So that's cool.
Have you already tried something before taking it in? Or no?
No, I just need realistically, I'm not really gonna get like a full, like, I'm not gonna pay anything at my fucking clinic or anything, but
yeah.
It's literally just gonna be going in, bringing my snake in, having the doctor see it, and then be like, hey, what's the dosage of vitamin C I need for this snake?
Okay.
That's what I think it is. It might, I don't know. Realistically, this snake is apparently like 5 years old. They're supposed to live to like 15 to 20, right? Yeah. But at the same time, it's also like, I'm not going to have this snake fucking falling apart. Like, the snake is visibly angrier because it's just in pain. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't know. I might, like, if it really comes down to it, we have to, like, fully pull this snake down. But I don't know.
This is a bad question, but it came to mind. Can you eat euthanized animals?
No, you can't.
Because you're pumping them full of chemicals and shit, right?
Yes. So.
Okay,
So, like.
Is there a way for us to eat your snake, is what I'm asking?
Yes and no. So, like...
Because it has snake scurvy, so I wouldn't want to eat it.
So here's
either way.
Sounds unflavored. But here's the thing surrounding, like, euthanasia stuff.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think there's any ingestion issues when it comes to the euthanasia meat. It's more about like cooking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I think
it's gonna taste funny.
Yeah, I think if you want to properly cook out anything that might be potentially harmful, or you might just not want in the meat, you might fuck up the meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's why like people don't usually eat animals that have like that were clean one hit shot kill, because whenever other chemicals are introduced to the body, it might make it taste funny, like with deer, you know.
I've been wanting to eat horse recently, bro.
I'm down for some horse.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
like I've heard good and bad things about horse. I heard that I'm pretty sure there's a restaurant in Vegas that serves horse.
really?
Yeah, hold
I
on.
thought that was all overseas. I thought that was like in China, Japan, and stuff where you can get all that extra stuff. Well, they're all muscle, so it'd be pretty healthy. That's for sure.
There's some guy on Reddit that said, "Where can I eat horse?" And some guy said, "You can eat whores."
Remember that, fellas. If you're looking for horse, just find some horse. Are there state laws against
It closed. It was in Vegas, but it closed a while ago. Fuck. Can't eat no horse nowhere, bruh.
It turns out that they were just feeding people horse. It wasn't legal or fine at all. It's just like that's where you got horse meat because they didn't tell you.
They got shut down for selling horse.
Yeah, like that's why you know where to get horse. Because that's why they're done. That's why they're shut down. But I don't know. Whenever I think about eating things, it's hard because I get it. I know that like, look, I love animals, but at the same time, I think it's that 1 degree removed from like people who view animals so much less than them that they don't care if they suffer, versus like, for me, I think there's different levels of caring for animals. There's one where like, if you have one connection to one of them, then you wouldn't want to harm any of them, which is fair. Like, I think all these different views on it is fair. Mm-hmm. There's that, and then there's like, I'm very connected to this one, so I
wouldn't eat Nala, but I'd eat another dog.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Where like I would absolutely and like the same case in the other one where I'm connected to one, I'm connected to all of them, and I would never eat any of them. And then you bring it down to just one, and then you move down where like I'd eat any of them, no matter if they're mine or not. And then I think that kind of, like, all those things are somewhat valid, except for the last one. I couldn't really understand the idea if you're connected to it, you'll eat it. Like, even if I'm starving, I'm not gonna eat my dogs.
There was this guy.
Like, I will not eat my dogs. But then there's this idea of like how much it suffers and stuff like that, because there's plenty of things that suffer a lot, and then you're still gonna eat it no matter what.
I'm not gonna lie. If it came down to post-apocalyptic, right?
Yeah.
Just straight up, like, real shit, this pet is my next meal, or there is no next meal, right?
Yeah.
And I understood that there was no next meal, like it's either
it's
right
this
now.
or nothing.
Yeah, like even this pet isn't gonna eat, like, right?
Yeah.
I'm definitely eating Nala, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'd definitely eat the trauma of that, right? I'd become a fundamentally different human being afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I knew that me and Nala both wasn't gonna eat, I'm definitely eating Nala, bro. I'm definitely gonna hit her with the.
I don't know, because whenever I think about that situation, I might just like, I might do my best to just feed both of us by like cutting off a leg, and I'm eating the calf, and you got the shin meat, brother.
Bro.
Because if I have a connection to it, then I feel like hurting is different from suffering, because suffering is the idea that you get to live past an extreme hurt. So I think I mean, even dying peacefully, like dying instantly, is it hurt?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we were both going to starve to death, I'm definitely eating Nala.
Yeah, that's why it's hard because
like,
yeah, because in some people that's almost doing them a favor because they're not gonna eat, and if I die and they loved me, they might not eat me. Cats are probably gonna eat me because they never love anything, but a dog, you die, they might not eat you. Like, they might just lay next to you and die with you.
yeah, that's the fucked up part, really. Fuck. Because here's the thing, right? I guess in my rational mind right now.
Yeah.
I could totally shoot Nala, right? Could not shoot myself, right? So
Okay.
So I think it's fucked up if I shoot Nala because I know she's not gonna eat, and then don't eat her. Because realistically, she got a whole lot of fat on her right now. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I would let her get a little skinny. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like, bruh, like, I don't know if I could watch my dog starve. Like,
yeah, and then there's another aspect. Yeah, the same idea of suffering. You know, like you are willingly letting this dog suffer just for you to like keep up a sense of like, I'm never gonna hurt her. But at the same time, I mean, if you end their suffering, then you're also ending their hurting.
technically,
And then it's so hard because I think I wouldn't, but push come to shove, I might eat these dogs. And there's not a lot to eat, but I might eat them if it's me.
that might
them.
be what's holding us back, bro. You see, because you got these small ass dogs. I got 3 or 4 days of good eating off of Nala, bro.
Yeah, that too. I guess that does like.
I have a replenishing meal off of Nala, bro. Like, I'm gonna get my fats back into my hormonal system after I eat Nala.
Yeah, that's pretty fair too. Like, depending what your options are. But then, man, what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to eat absolutely everything on this earth at least once.
Fuck, man.
Especially you.
My thing is, I could only eat, like, I want to eat everything on this earth, right?
Yeah.
The only thing about the dog thing is I have to make sure it's in an ethical manner. Like, I can't.
That's what I was gonna bring up the
Yeah.
pain and suffering part, because there are some parts in the dog festival thing in China. Sometimes they torture the dog because they think that the adrenaline and the extra blood pumping through them brings extra flavor. I wouldn't eat that dog. If there's like, they just got dogs hung up and they were taken out instantly like a cow or something, then yeah, I'll eat it. But if you're torturing animals to bring it about, then I can't. But at the same time, there's also other systems set up that are basically torture, like the way they treat chickens, the way they hold things, that again are basically torture. But it's so hard to not put into account because it's just part of your life now. You know, like, it's so ingrained in you to just kind of go for that egg or go for that chicken breast because it's there, and you can't give that second thought because you don't have humanely sourced dog on the side. You know,
that is a really hard take. Yeah. It like, it's a very fine line.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't know.
Have you ever thought about going vegan or anything like that?
No. Well, okay. So like, the only times that I thought about possibly going vegan or like any real dietary, like, restriction based diet was in, fuck, when was it? I think it was like freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman year, I was talking to some bad ting, and she was pescatarian, right?
Is that just fish?
Yes, that's just fish. She
Okay.
was pescatarian for a little bit while we first talked.
Yeah.
And then moving after that, she went into full vegetarian. But, like, at the same time, like, you're in high school, so I don't know how strict she was with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least to me outwardly, she was fully vegetarian. And, like, she wasn't making crazy valid points, but at the same time, I was just thinking with my dick at the time. You feel me? So I was like,
where every point she made was a good one.
I was like, that's crazy. You blowing my mind right now. That is hella cruel. I really don't. Like, you feel me?
Damn, that That's so insightful. I need to sit back with my pants off and think.
Sit back with my pants on.
You heard that? You're like, you know what? I like to do my deep thinking in the nude because that's my bare body.
Type
and
shit.
soul.
Type shit. Now you get it, Anthony.
Okay.
But yeah, it was straight just thinking on my dick, and I was like, I might be vegetarian. But like realistically, I went maybe like 3 days, and I was like, I really like meat. Like I like, bro, beef. I'll fuck up beef. Right before I came here, I ate the giganticest beef sandwich. Straight up, I made steak, like a gigantic steak, chopped that bitch up as fine as I could, and put it in a sandwich, brother. That shit was chef's kiss.
Honestly, sometimes, no, I get it. Sometimes I think about it, and it's like, damn, I'm surprised I don't have gout, bro. I'm out here eating like salami, pepperoni, cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, luckily,
You know, like-
luckily I don't get into a whole lot of the processed shit or like a lot of pork stuff.
Yeah.
But like chicken and beef, bro, multiple times a day I've eaten a bowl of chicken. No rice, no nut, just
You
a
just
bowl
need
of chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, I don't know if it was the same with you, or even with just any Hispanic household, but I felt like eggs in the morning was like a staple. You know, like
growing up for sure.
Yeah, like it's eggs with beans. It's eggs. It's a fucking egg taco or like an egg with rice. Like that's still one of my go-to breakfast meals if I want to like what was it? Just like I don't know. Like if I want to. Okay, I'm trying to think because make something
satiated.
Yeah, if I want to be full for the morning, it's a fried egg. It's 2 fried eggs and like like a small bowl of rice and those 2 on top, and it'd be a little runny so I can mix it with my rice.
That's crazy. My shit is so much more foul, bro. You want
No, well, it's because I usually don't eat in the morning. But
okay.
That's just me now. But that's why like if there's something I can eat every morning for most of my adult life now, it's the 2 fried eggs and some rice. Like I can do that probably every day.
That's fair.
But that's why like for someone who doesn't even want to eat in the morning, and then I can do that every morning and be fine, or like. Cause I don't know. I've heard other people who are like, you ever eat eggs and then it's just then you remember it's egg and it's too eggy. And I hear that shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm eating eggs. This is good.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is my standard. So I don't eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person, bro. Like I'll eat like a late night dinner. That's my vice, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'll eat like a 11 p.m. dinner, right? And then not eat till like 4 p.m. the next day or like 3 p.m. the next day. Like right before I came here, I ate type shit. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So like by the time that I eat, like because of the nausea that I experience day to day type shit, like yeah, I'll go from like food's disgusting to like give me everything in the pantry at 1 second, right?
Yeah.
So in that little brief period of give me everything in the pantry, my regular like my shit that does not fail is a bowl of miscellaneous meat. For a long time when I was doing the brown BBK shit, it was either adobada or asada, right? So it was a bowl, like a little bowl, and then there'd be 4 hard-boiled eggs, brother. 4, and you know what? I would eat the hard-boiled eggs. I would peel the hard-boiled eggs. It would just be the egg. I'd fucking throw ketchup on that bitch and bite. I eat it. I'd eat 4 eggs, bro. And the thing about hard-boiled eggs is them bitches sit in your stomach so goddamn well, bro. Because the sheer mass of them, they're so small.
Man, like, if I had more patience, well, another reason why I do the fried egg and rice instead of like something more like distinct is because I'm a little less, or I'm just impatient. But if I had the patience, I'd fuck up a fucking like 4 egg sandwiches that are like hard boiled eggs and a little bit of mayo. Like that was also like my go-to, where it's just like a bunch of fucking boiled eggs. Dude. You mash them up with like whatever's in the fridge, whether it was rice, whether it was like whether it was more meat. You just mix it, put it on a tortilla by itself or tostada or something. But whatever you're doing, you're just eating a bunch of hard-boiled eggs with what you find and eating it.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I don't know. I never got the idea of like, I can't do eggs or like.
Yeah, dude, me neither. Milk, I still can't do milk. Like
a glass of milk with your meal.
Yeah, I can't do that shit, bro. I can't do it. Like, I poured like a glass of milk into my smoothie. So normally I do like almond milk, right?
Yeah.
Poured a glass of whole milk, just like straight up, like not whole milk, it was like probably 2% milk or whatever.
Yeah.
But just straight up milk, bro, into my smoothie. So it was just fruit, peanut butter, whey isolate, and fucking milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that shit sat so diabolical in my stomach. I split it into 2 different sip sessions because I was at work, right? So I took like 2 big jugs of it. I went back to work. I was talking to some poor fucking lady, right? I was like, so what's going on with your dog's butthole or some fucking crazy shit, you feel me? And she was like, blah, blah. I was like,
1 second.
like literally, bro, that shit was doing backflips in my stomach, bro. Straight up milk, I can't do it.
I don't know.
I
For
can't
me,
do milk.
I like milk, but for me, it has to be either a cereal, like a dessert kind of thing, where it's with cereal or maybe like a slice of cake, maybe. But
Dude, I can't
But if it's by itself, I mean that's why people like don't like it when I say I like putting ice in my milk. Like I put.
That's the only way I could do it either.
Yeah, because I'm a sip on it, and I still want it to be cold. If I want warm milk, I put it in the microwave and then wait a bit. I mean, warm milk is nice, but I'm also gonna sip on it. But I need ice cold milk, and I'm gonna sip on it. If it's a sipping milk, if it's sipping milk, then it got ice in it. But if it's a dessert, if it's a cereal milk, I don't need ice in it. Cause I'm gonna fuck up the plate with the milk, but I think another thing is just that I usually don't drink a lot of like things when I eat.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not a very big liquids person. I used to be bro. I used to fuck up like 3 sodas during my like if I was going out to a buffet, I used to fuck up like 3 sodas, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Straight up be bloated and gassy, no food in me.
Well, for me, it was always because my mom was like, "Hey, you're not gonna get your money's worth if you're full on soda." And you're like, "You're right." So I eat like 4 plates as a 10-year-old child, you know, and like a sip of soda at the end as dessert.
Oh, fuck,
but like.
It's only funny because I remember it, bro.
Yeah. So that's why I think that's another. But that's why I think milk is so much harder because it is just like it takes up a lot of space, you know.
You were a real big You were a big buffet pizza person, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, what was your big buffet food?
I didn't have a food. I mean, I was a big kid.
I
So
would have got everything, boy.
I did. I went through. I went through the Mexican, Italian section. I got a little bit of everything. I remember. Yeah, because I remember other like, I can't remember what cousins, but maybe it was Chewy. But like certain people would. Yeah, like I mean, yeah, they're kids, so they're gonna just get pizza and like maybe chicken. But then, in my mind was like, I'm gonna get the money's worth, so I'm gonna get a plate of everything. Like even if I wasn't too sure
if it was good or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit of it. That's how I found out I liked cornbread because
cornbread is bussin'.
No, it's great, but as a kid, you look at a block of like yellow bread, you're like, I don't know, maybe or whatever. But I would get a piece of everything. I would get a piece of. I remember one time, I had my plate full of stuff. I already had fried chicken on my plate, and then I saw grilled chicken. I was like, it's technically different. And I threw that on my plate too. You know? Like, I'm getting my money's worth.
I think that's the perfect example, bro.
Yeah. That's why, as a kid, I didn't have a food because I was trying to get a little bit of everything all the time. I mean, that's another reason why I was fat, because by the time I got to the fruit section, I was already full.
That's fair, bro. That's fair as fuck. For some reason, bro, buffet sushi, bro. There's something about bad fucking fish, bro. About bad raw fish,
Don't say it's good. It's good. You like it,
bro. There's something wrong with me. Deep down in my soul, I understand there's something wrong with me,
I
bro.
think you got mercury poisoning, and this is the only way to keep it out because you
Bro.
got a little bit in you all the time.
No, like, like I used to go on buffet sushi, like rips, brother. Like I have vivid memory of like my family coming from California, right? And you know how like for some reason Cali people always want to go to Vegas buffets, right?
Uh-huh.
Like it'd be like the Caesar's buffet or the Sam's buffet or like
Yeah, I mean they're in town and it's there. Not only that, but it's pretty affordable for what it is.
That is true. But bro, I would go on fucking tears. Like I would go plate after plate after plate, and it'd always be some fucking shitty California roll variant. You feel me? Like it'd always just be the same type of roll with just some other like miscellaneous fuck ass fish or shrimp.
Yeah.
But bro, I used to fuck that shit up, and now I think like honestly, it has rolled over into my adult life because when I see the Sam's Club sushi, bro, I'll look at that shit and I'll be like, it's calling my name. $20 worth of bad sushi. Like, dude, I'll still fuck it up to this day.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe because you have that low exposure. Because I'll eat it, but I mean, at the same time, I won't eat a lot of it.
It's a treat. I'll fucking
Okay.
like there have been not even been times. It's a regular occurrence for me to go like on a Wednesday, or like a Wednesday morning, grab the biggest pack of family sushi rolls they have, right? Like the pre-made one. It'd be like $27 or some shit, and I'll kill the pack before I drive back home. Like I'll kill it on the road.
Those packs, yeah, I will fuck up.
Yeah.
I'll fuck up those packs.
Dude, they're. I knew I had a problem once I started buying fake crab meat.
To make your own rolls.
No, I don't make my own rolls, but I'll make what is it called? There's a little twink on TikTok that'll make there is.
Okay.
He's very clean. No, matter of fact, I have to show you this goddamn twink. He's straight up just a twink. There's no other descriptor for this man.
I'm letting you know right now, listeners. No matter what he shows me, I'm gonna say no.
Cucumber.
Okay, never mind. I guess you can look for yourself.
Cucumber. God, Tupperware. Twink.
You're gonna be a very small gay man in some Tupperware.
Hey, TikTok. It's just me and my.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, fine. They might be a twig.
Wait. Especially. God damn it. I'm sorry. Cucumber Twink is his name.
Sometimes you need to eat an entire cucumber, and I'll show you the best way to do it.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I've seen that one.
Is he not the Cucumber Twink? He popped up when I searched up Cucumber Twink.
Then he's a cucumber twig.
Okay. So anyways, I'm sorry for the dead radio silence for a second. But anyways, the Cucumber Twink has inspired me, so I'll do cucumber in like a Tupperware, and I'll throw a fuck ton of fake crab in it, a little bit of mayo, like some.
I mean, that still sounds better than the fucking buffet sushi, bro.
Oh, dude, like it calls to me like a CIA fucking sleeper agent word. Like it's like Roberto, come meet me. I'm like, you're gonna give me a stomach ache.
Someone flashes a piece of hibachi grill sushi in your face, and you're like, ugh, you like go all berserker mode.
It's like Butter telling me to kill John Lennon. It's kill John Lennon. And I straight up have to, bro. I have to.
You just have no choice.
Yeah, dude, I have no choice in the matter. I have to fuck that shit up, bro. But yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, it's giving me my fair share of stomach aches, but I genuinely think I've developed like a fucked up taste for bad fish.
Honestly, that's pretty fair. If people are like getting a taste for like McDonald's or like Burger King and shit, people, they can hate on you as much as they want, but at the end of the day, you're getting like heavy processed, like old shit at most fast food places, you know? If you got a fucking...
That hot and spicy calls my name too, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same shit. Like, people might say, oh, but it's fish. Nah, that chicken is not chicken. That's like pink... that is like pink slime that you're eating, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so... I get it, but fuck you, and that's still weird. I will understand your point, but I will not accept you.
Hey, that's fair, it's fine.
But I will
Alright.
still fuck up a Burger King chicken sandwich, the long one.
Do you like the Whopper? How do you feel about the Whopper?
Whoppers are fine.
Have you ever had the mozzarella sticks?
Oh, those are good. The mozzarella sticks are good.
Do you know they shrunk them? They're on some bullshit. They gave you.
I would believe that because honestly, when I was working there and there are mozzarella sticks like left over, I'm fucking them up because they're like the size of my finger.
Dude.
Like no, they're like
and
two fingers.
no,
They're big.
They were big and they were fully filled through
Yeah.
mozzarella. The new ones, they're hollow, bro. They have a fucking shred of. Dude, I got a Whopper and I think it was a Junior Whopper. It was like some fucking discount they had or some shit.
Yeah.
It was like one of those weird sales.
No, that was that. Oh wait, before you finish, like that's one way I knew the whole like shrinkflation shit was a for sure 100% thing because I remember when I was working, which isn't too long ago. You know, I was in high school when I was working there, and you can get 2 for $5 for Whoppers. Now it's 2 Junior Whoppers for $5. That's
shit hurt
crazy.
my
Like,
soul, bro.
no, like when I heard about that, I was like, all right, y'all fucking up bad.
Yeah, bro.
In like in government and as people, we're all just doing the wrong thing. If I have to pay $5 for 2 Junior Whoppers
Yeah.
when
bro.
there were like 69-cent nuggets when I was working there.
What really hurt my soul was when I went to McDonald's and I tried to get. You used to be able to get 2 McDoubles, which is 1 cheese, 2 meat, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then 2 hot and spicies for like less than
And 5.
Yeah, it was less than 5. And then you could also get a drink, and that would make it above 5. It would be like $5.68 or some shit.
Yeah.
When you go there and order that same fucking meal, that shit is like $9.98, and if you want to get the drink, it's above 10. And I was like, it's double the price, bruh.
Yeah, even with their whole promotion, like you buy like a McDouble and you get hot and spicy for $1. That's still like $5.
Literally.
I do that if I have no other option. If not, I'm going to Taco Bell. Like,
Taco
look,
Bell is-
Taco Bell has done the whole thing too. But if you're ordering online, I'm gonna be honest, you get that I think it's like a cravings box for $6.
That's not bad.
It's not because if you want 2 meals, you should get that because then you can get a crunch wrap, a burrito, and like the Fiesta potatoes. I eat like just the crunch wrap, and then later I have the burrito and the potatoes. I make it a 2 meal thing, you know, like I'm already spending. You can have that for $6, and that's still a really good deal. If I don't want 2 meals, I lower it a bit so it's not as like big. And it's still a pretty good price because it also comes with a drink.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, my go-to order at Taco Bell is just as many chalupas as I can realistically afford at a given time. So to me, Taco Bell has never been cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because the chalupas aren't
Hey,
cheap.
you can get a chalupa with the $6 craving box.
That is true, but can you get fucking, let's say, 3 chalupas for a reasonable price? No.
No.
Exactly. So,
Hey, but you can get one, get a taco, get some cinnamon twist.
I want the.
Honestly, look, like I hear it all the time where it's like, hey, this is pretty good. No, they just like cinnamon. Cinnamon twists suck ass. I will never like cinnamon twists.
Cinnamon twists are pasta. There's pasta, right? That's what they are. Like the cinnamon twist is a pasta that's been.
I don't know. This shit feels like a packing peanut, and I don't like it, like at all. I don't know if it's because of the tism and I don't like the texture, but I don't like it.
If I remember
I
correctly,
don't want it.
they're pasta. Like what are they called again? I'm sorry.
Cinnamon twist. They might be the bow tie pasta, and they just dip it in like oil, so then it flares up a lot more. But either way, I've never understood people who are like, this is a good dessert.
Yeah, like literally.
Nah. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, it is pasta then.
Yeah.
But nah, I can't like. I can't be a good citizen and say, yeah, they're fine. Nah, they're not. I don't like them.
I've never had them. Like I literally have never had them.
Really?
Yeah. Every so often I get reminded of my autism.
Autism or like how much you forget?
No,
What do you mean?
autism. Because when I look at them, I have the same issue where like the texture thing is an issue for me. So I'll look at them and I'll be like, Like I like my brain doesn't activate them as food. Like
I mean, maybe that's why I just don't like them, because anytime I'm like, oh, it's been a while, and then I try it, and then I remember it's like the texture is just really off, or like I don't like that texture, and then I just throw the bag away.
that's fair. That is fair. All right, Anthony. So technically, right now we are at
About an hour.
Yeah, no, we're
No, I mean like
we're
about
an hour
and
and 20 minutes. Yeah. So, any leaving remarks? Anything you want to say to anything you want to say to the viewer as we head out?
Open up your mind palace and think about eating a snake or an armadillo.
Or a snake or an armadillo. That's fair. Last time we left off, we had a quote. I don't have a quote off of the top of my noggin, but I know I have a couple.
We didn't keep doing the recommendation thing either.
Oh fuck! Nah, we can keep it going. Fuck it.
You want to keep it going?
Yeah. Okay. So my recommendation for today isn't gonna be a series. It's going to be a song. My recommendation song for today will be "Make Me Wonder" by Salmon Holt. It is a wonderful country song. It is one of the first country songs in a fat minute out of the current discography that I'm listening to, or the current type of country that I'm listening to, that has really like had some real like impact on my like listening. You feel me? Like you ever listen to a song and that motherfucker just stands out? That's what this song did to me. So I highly recommend "Make Me Wonder" by Salmon Holt.
Okay, sounds pretty good. Damn. For me, I haven't really been listening too much of new music. I did start listening to a new podcast because someone on a different podcast is in it, but it's also pretty informational, or I don't know, informative.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it because of him, but at the same time, I also just like consuming kind of news in a more relaxed way. And for that, I recommend Lemonade Stand. It's on Spotify. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube too, because they have a video format. But I really enjoy it. It's still pretty new. I think they're about like 10, 11 episodes in. And I like it. They talk a lot about tech.
What type of
the
tech
economy
specifically?
Well, so far they've just been covering AI, because one of the people on the podcast is like a software engineer, or has software experience, like coding and stuff. Okay. So he knows a little bit more about AI and helps me expand my understanding and like the good things. And I also like it because it gives different perspectives about like not be all bad about like, oh, AI is gonna take over, AI is all bad. So it's been nice in that front too. But either way, technology in that sense, they talk about certain politics, like maybe the tariffs or like birth rate things. It's been interesting. Like I like it. So I think it's my favorite. I recommend it. It's been real, guys. And remember, my quote is upgrade in your silence and take the risk or lose the chance. So
no, let me give me a quote. Let me give my quote.
Fuck you.
No, let me give my quote.
You can't show me that and ask for your quote. Fuck you.
My quote isn't really a quote, but it's a little thing that some guy on TikTok said. The guy on TikTok, his username is yourfavoritebop.com. What yourfavoritebop.com said on TikTok was really starting to believe that the idea that you only look beautiful in the pictures taken by the people who love you, which I think is honestly really a lot deeper than you think it is, just because I think that you shine the most when you are being in the presence of those who love you most. Have a wonderful day, viewer. I'll kiss you right on the badissi. We get real empty.
Life may feel
okay.
Like
it up.
Sometimes it may feel like life is bookmarked by tragedy. But you have to remember that there are plenty of pages in between.
Hey, okay. That's one for you to take home with you, listener.
All right, that's it.
Hey.